My name is Engineer MAGEMBE Kenneth, and I work with Armstrong Consulting Engineers, and I'm the Managing Director as well. And at Armstrong Consulting Engineers, we are basically infrastructure consultants. We offer a range of services there, but by and large, we are more into the building industry, and we've been moving into the road sector and into other engineering consultancy areas. And I am very happy to hear that we are coming up with a product in the construction industry that will be environmentally friendly, because I'll tell you that we business leaders have a role to think about not only the existing or the current needs of the market, but also the future demands at a macro level. And when you realize today we are moving into a world that is looking green, that wants green solutions, and everything that you do right now must have a perspective or a dimension to the carbon footprint that you release out there, the carbon emissions that are released out there. We may be a consultancy firm, but you see, at the end of the day, I'll tell you that we specify materials that are going to be used. We determine what's going to be implemented in the construction industry. And we have a role, an obligation to ensure that our services contribute towards environmental sustainability as opposed to driving up adverse effects to our environment. So as a company, our mission is basically to deliver services that are cost-effective and safe, and this should be compliant to global technological changes. But then also, we add a perspective of ensuring that we emphasize the sustainability of the environment. So at the heart of this, we are looking at how best we can offer solutions that are green in nature, and we being in the construction industry, the most widely used material in the construction industry is concrete. So for me, when I heard that there's what we call geopolymer cement, it was an interesting subject to me. And that's the reason as to why I made sure that I come and listen to the presentations. And I should say that it's a wonderful initiative because it's also in line with the BUBU policy, where we are looking for solutions that are homemade, homegrown solutions. And these are alternatives to some of the solutions that we've been importing from out there. Because when you look at our economy, we are almost a net importer. And concrete being one of the most used raw material actually, let me say it's the most used material in construction and possibly in humanity. If we can have a green cement that is locally made from here, then that is going to bolster our efforts to improve the environment and then even to drive our economy. So I should say that we are small parts of a bigger system, and if each of us plays their role, I can assure you that we will be able to transform the destiny of not only our country, but possibly the world over. It can begin here and it flows out there. So the presentation was really good, and you could see that they have the passion to drive this technology. And I like the fact that they brought in also a management consultant to look at the feasibility of this, to look at the viability of this, and then also environmental consultants to look at the impact, both production and the actual material. And it shows really that they are on the right path. But having said that, the truth of the matter is that the journey is still long. The journey is still long because here, I think the biggest challenge that they are going to face is changing mindsets. Because whatever you do, you need to know that you're not doing it in a vacuum. At the end of the day, you need to ensure that whatever you do, you'll be able to sell it out there. And selling begins by conquering someone's perception. And so right now in our market, we are used to using the Portland cements, I should say. And so it's going to be an uphill task for us to be able to introduce and market and show the world that actually this is a better alternative, which it is. And therefore that means that they need to ensure that they tick all the boxes of fear in people's minds to ensure that tomorrow when they go out there and market it, it will be a silver bullet. That, for example, we've raised areas to do with the effectiveness of the cement and the concrete products. We've talked about the production quality control measures. We've talked about standardization. We've talked about adulteration. The number of concerns that we've raised, and I'm very sure these are not hard. When they have a very good research strategy, they're able to deal with all this, and they roll out the cement. So I would say that it's a good initiative, and we will support them to make sure that this actually sees the light of day.